we live? Can everybody hear me? Greetings, human family, and welcome to American Math. This is our first episode of a new series we're kicking off called American Math, the Foot Made Easy. If you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat. I will be your instructor today. My name is Nkosi, and we're going to start off in just a few minutes. Greetings, human family, and welcome to American Math. Today starts our series, American Math, the Foot Made Easy. There's a huge controversy on YouTube about what is better, the imperial system or the metric system. So we've come here to clear things up. Bitric, as you can see right here, is a nonprofit located and headquartered in Washington, D.C. And I have the privilege of being able to volunteer for Bitric. And they have decided to commit their research to the development of the US Customary System because of all the controversy on the internet. What's better, the metric system or the imperial system? So the Bitric has made a complement to the metric system. It's called Bitric, so it can perfectly complement the metric system. And that's why we're here. We'll be learning more about Bitric as the series evolves. And the American math system is its purpose is to teach global citizens the US customary system. That's its mission, to teach the global citizens the US customary system. The US customary system is vastly different than the metric system, but we'll learn more as we move along. And the Foot Made Easy is a series that focuses on the 12-inch foot. So this is very important. As we come down here, you'll see that this says Bitric 12. Why does it say Bitric 12? Well, we've learned that the American math system is what you call a multi-base system or a polymath system, where the American math system has to use different place value systems. I know that might be talking over the head for some people who are not math enthusiasts, but I'm sure the most mathematicians out there, they know what I'm talking about. So I'll try to simplify it. What we're basically saying is that there are different types of number systems. So like when you go to the grocery store and you get eggs, you get a dozen eggs. So you group into dozens. So wherever something groups, that is a number system. When we group into hours, we group into 60 minutes. That is a grouping system. So that's base 60. We here call it Bitric 60. When you're dealing with the metric system, your groups are in 10. So we use the Bitric 10 system. When you group with computers, it's base 2. It's a binary system, so we call it Bitric 2 system. And the reason that we call everything a number system after the word Bitric is because America has an ancient measurement system that fluidly use different place value systems flexibly. So we have to use this system here in America. We have no other choice. We understand that the metric system is very convenient and it's one universal system. There's only one place value system, and we are happy for global citizens who enjoy the privilege of the metric system. However, here in America, we have to use a multi place value system called Bitric because we have so many different place value systems that we have to use, including the metric system. So that's why the Bitric system has been created. It's based off of the bit, just like the metric system is based off the meter. The Bitric system is based off the bit. So I hope that's been helpful in giving you a little background into the Bitric system. Now, with that said, let's move on to the Foot Made Easy. So The foot made easy again is a Bitrix 12 system, and it's very important that we learn how to group according to the foot, or we do groups of 12, and we've here at Bitrix developed an entire system that will help us with that. All right, so let's dive right in. The first thing you're going to need is your materials. So let's see, let's get the materials ready. The first thing you're going to need are your materials. So what materials might that be? Let's look here. Okay, so this lesson we're going to focus on getting the materials. This play sheet will be available for download on our website, americanmath.com. Um, so if you go to our website and look for the form, you can definitely download it there. We'll try to make it accessible. Look for, let's see, look for this download link if you are an international citizen and you need to download an A4, and look for, let's see, look for this download if you are in the United States of America, or if you want to just use our measurement system, look for this download on our website to download the form using US letter. Okay. So what will you need? Let's see. One of the first things you'll need is what we saw earlier. If you're here in the United States, you can go to Amazon and you will find, let's see, you will find this uh, magnetic board. It won't have all the frills. Let me show you basically what you'll find. For those who are joining us, just joining us, we are going over the materials you'll need for our new math series called American Math, The Foot Made Easy, a Bitrix 12 numeracy system. The Foot Made Easy. So this is basically what you're going to need is a magnetic whiteboard, but this magnetic whiteboard is very different because it comes with what we call math toys by a company called, let's see, Melissa and, this is at Amazon. It's called Melissa and Doug. The Deluxe wooden magnetic pattern blocks. I would play the videos, but I don't think you could hear them. You wouldn't be able to hear them. So head over to Amazon and just look for this. What I love about it is that it has the pattern blocks that we're going to need, and it's magnetic, and it also has these inserts that learners can actually start to place their pattern blocks on top of. And I think that I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's also a whiteboard, which is awesome if you need an additional whiteboard for the learners. So I would suggest that you just head on over. They have nice videos where you can see the actual is we've made it so that you can actually have Africa. I'm sorry, you can actually have American math play sheets that you put on top of the whiteboard, and then you have these nice magnets. You can use these magnets. So um, to give you a little more insight into our magnets of use, we're sponsored by um, a local lifestyle brand here in Washington D.C. called Love DC. This is their logo. The heart, of course, is universal. It means love, but many people might not know is this is the actual silhouette of our nation's capital, Washington D.C. And they've been so kind to um, do an online fundraising campaign with Bitrick, where any a portion of everything that you buy from Love DC online from their website, a portion of that will go to the research and development of American math. So it's going to help us staff up, and it's going to help us be able to provide the American math system to our global citizens, um, and for the whole world, so we can have a better understanding of American math. So if you want to support us, please feel free. If you also like to reach out to us about potential fundraising opportunities, where we'll do affiliate links with Love DC or possibly even American Math, so that you can fundraise for your local organization and we can benefit humanity together. So this is another Love DC logo. This Love DC logo here is is inspired by the DC flag, the DC state flag. So that's also a Love DC logo. It's actually the Love District logo because the goal is for their goal is to spread love all around the world. So this flag represents everywhere you go in the world and you see this flag, it has been officially christened a Love District. And it's a place for universal love. So that's what Love District's logo means. Of course, you know what Bitrick means if you heard earlier. And these are um, magnets that can be used to simply hold down the home play sheets so the learners and you see this hexagonal um, American Math play sheet that'll also be available at americanmath.com for download, and we'll get more into how these play sheets are used later. So this is what we like about the Melissa and Doug pattern blocks magnetic board. It's just a very nice tool. So we really like it here. And this is what we will be using. Okay, what's next? Next, we're going to look at what else we need to get on our list. Let's see what else we need to get. Next, in accompanying to the Melissa and Doug Deluxe Wooden Magnetic Pattern Block set, we're going to need to get, let's see, what else is on our shopping list? Sorting bowls. That's correct. That's right. So let's see if we can find some sorting bowls. Okay, so these are some sorting bowls that again we found on Amazon. You don't have to use these. You can use any bowls that you like. We prefer that they be colored. Um, and the reason we prefer that they be colored is because that's also a a learning goal for younger learners. We want them to be able to sort according to color. If you're older, it's okay. You already know your colors. It's also good to have the sorting bowls for the activities that we're going to be doing, and it's just a good way to organize the activity and structure it. So we suggest that you find the order bowl sorting bowls. The thing is about the sorting bowls, the only colors we're going to need are going to be red, yellow, green, and blue. We need the same colors as the pattern blocks. So let's see. So the same colors are the pattern blocks. So the pattern blocks are green, blue, red, and yellow. So the sorting bowls need to be green, blue, red, and yellow. If you already have those four color bowls at home, it's fine. They don't have to be these exact bowls. If you have them laying around, then you're ahead of the game, and that's perfect. Let's see what else we're going to need. You're going to need a special Love DC Bitric math journal. So if you see here, these are Bitric math journals. We have Benjamin Banneker, who was America's first mathematician. Please look him up. He was a phenomenal man. And then if we come down further, you can also find your favorite president here in the United States because it's very important we know American history. Um, so whoever your favorite president, I forgot to what president we got up to. We currently have them up until like maybe 30, 40 presidents. The most recent is, I think we have one of Barack Obama. I don't know exactly where it is. The reason we don't have Biden and Trump is Love DC does not get into politics, so they will not produce a Love DC book unless a president has satisfied 2 terms and cannot run again, or the president is no longer eligible for office, where he's retired or has no intention of running. So Donald Trump will be our next president, but right now he still might run for president. So we can't publish him until he's satisfied 2 terms or he retires from politics. So he'll be the next president. Every single president, regardless of your political affiliation, will be on a Love DC um, activity book. It's mandatory because it's our history, and you don't have to like every president, but they were president, so we have to honor the fact that they were president of the United States. So here's what's different about the Bitric playbooks. We call them playbooks. Is in the Love DC playbooks is that, let me see if I can look inside. Um, let's see if I can look inside. And if we scroll down, it's a little bit about the president. And you see this the paper here. This is the Bitric notebook paper. And it's a special kind of paper where it's ideal for math journals for educators and parents out there, homeschool parents and educators. I'll do a brief demonstration. This is ideal for teaching penmanship. It's wonderful for math activities. It gives the learner the opportunity to use a straight edge or ruler to control vertical lines along with horizontal lines. So it's ideal for math activities. It's ideal if you journal using Bitric paper is ideal, and it's a phenomenal tool for a myriad of different reasons that we'll get into. So that's another reason why we encourage you to buy the activity book, the Bitric Love DC activity book. And yeah, I need to do a demonstration on good ways to use it. So I think we went over everything. Oh, and of course you're going to need color pencils. You're going to need color pencils. But that's a staple. You can pick it up at any convenient location near you. All right. So with that, let's see. Did we get everything? Yep. Magnetic boards. Let's see if we got everything. Magnetic whiteboards. You don't have to get the magnetic whiteboard that I showed from Melissa and Doug. Um, you can just use pattern blocks and any magnetic whiteboard. So for educators who have that in your school system, and we do a flipped classroom project, it's okay to just have your regular whiteboards as long as they're magnetic. We encourage you to get some type of magnetic um, math toy that can be used to adhere the play sheet to the magnetic whiteboard, and um, that would make it very easy for the learners to just keep the play sheet attached to the whiteboard. That's what's important. And then you can just use regular pattern blocks. But we encourage you to get the magnetic ones because it's just for the ease of use. You don't have to, it's not mandatory. Use what you have. If you already have pattern blocks and white magnetic boards, please feel free to use those. But we're going to be using that in the project because you'll see the advantages of it as we go along. So the magnetic whiteboard, do we have that? And that's a check. Sorting bowls, did we have that come up? That's a check. Bitrick Love DC Math Journal, we went over that, check. And we mentioned colored pencils, check. All right. And lastly, before we sign off, I just wanted to give you a demonstration of the advantages. I just wanted to give you a demonstration of the advantages of using the Bitrick Playsheet paper, the Bitrick grid. Let me see if I can pull out some paper. Let me find it. Here we go. So this is what the paper is going to look like. You're going to see Love DC down here. You're going to see the Love DC logo. Let's see. So the advantages of the paper are numerous. Um, there are many advantages. Uh-oh. Just give us a sec. The advantages are numerous, but we'll start off with, let's just say, penmanship. So the penmanship advantage is, since we have the the vertical dot grid overlaying the horizontal for parents who or educators who are teaching learners basic penmanship. Advantage. You start at this dot, come down to that dot. There's your two. Start at this dot. So you have indicators, basically, of where to start and stop your numbers. For 5, you start to the right, come down. Or I've seen some people start here and then come down and just start the 6 there. As they get more familiar and and they get more solid penmanship skills, they'll learn to start in the middle, and then they can bring it around. 7 starts here. If you like to go here in diagonal, you can always do that. 8, you can start in the center, touch down at the center, and come back up. I've seen some people like to start at the right and then come back back up to the right. Start here, bubble out, and drop down. So that's one advantage. Again, 0, you can either start in the middle or you can start in the center. So that's the advantage of the paper. That's one advantage. The same thing is with letters, uh, lowercase. You can start here and then come down. You can start with a C or backwards C, then come down, start with a C here, C, and then come down and make the D. We're going to come out with C, come over and make the E, and you get the gist of it. There are tons of penmanship activities already online. The advantages of the Bitrate grid is to help reinforce the learner's learning by giving them a pattern or a grid that they can use as indicators to remind them, should I start left, should I start right? And it helps the educator and the parent create dialogue on a structured system in which to memorize the letters and numbers. All right, I hope you all have enjoyed the first episode of the American Math Foot Made Easy. This first episode was simply to go over the activities um, or the actual materials and equipment that you'll need to participate in the series. We just like to let you know that we have a certain methodology and language. We are trying our best to reduce math anxiety, which seems to be an epidemic problem here in the United States, where the majority of American citizens, and I mean the majority, suffer from some some form of what is called math anxiety, some mild to severe level. It varies, but most Americans suffer from it, and that's another reason that Bitrick has partnered with Love DC to make sure that we systematize and organize the American math system to address the math phobia issue. And that's another reason why our language and our terminology is different. For educators and parents who use the term manipulatives, we are asking you to, in the most polite and kind way, please consider changing your terminology from manipulatives to something more child-centered by just exchange out the word manipulatives with toys. You'd be amazed how the interpretation of the project differs if you tell the child, go to the shelf, baby, go to your toy box, go to your math toy box and get your math toys so we can have some math play. If you just change the terminology, the children will receive it way better. So with the American Math program, we do not use the term manipulatives. We just exchange the term manipulatives out for toys. It could be drawing toys, drafting toys, counting toys. It's just all toys, never manipulatives. I don't know what professor came up with that, and I'm sure for the terminology that was created, scientifically, I understand its purpose, and I appreciate our scholastic environments for organizing curriculum for us. But we here at Bitrick, we've changed the language. So anytime instead of using the term manipulative, instead we're going to use the term math toys. So instead of calling these pattern blocks math manipulatives, they're just math toys, and the children receive it better. So in our research, we found that it tremendously decreases math anxiety because the program is more child-centered. Another thing is we do not use terminology that gives children the indication that play is fun and work is something that you have to do but you don't want to do. And we found that again in our research, when we did the psychological research of how math phobia is created, The terminology is a major factor where children are told, let's go outside to play. But when it comes to math, you're told, take out your workbook, go to page 51, go to problem 7, and we're going to solve this math problem. And then when you take it home, you need to do pages 8 through 5 for your homework. So we're talking about workbooks, we're talking about homework, we're talking about problems. And when that accumulates over, years and years in an academic environment, you start learning that, okay, this is fun, this is play, and on the other side, this is work with a lot of problems. So math seems to be a subject that is only for work that has a lot of problems. So what we've decided to do to reduce math phobia and that perception of mathematics is change the terminology. So instead of homework, we call just exchange the word work with play. So instead of homework, we call it home play. Instead of calling it a workbook, we call it a playbook. Instead of calling it worksheets, we call them play sheets. So instead of calling it you know, we just put play in front of everything. Um, so we'll call something a play kit or a play set. We'll use, like, when I understand that there's a common terminology in American school system where uh, math um, math activities and math practice will be called problem sets. And I don't want I don't think I don't think I would want anybody to assign me a package of problems. And I'm an adult, so we don't assign problem sets. We'll assign a play set, or we'll assign something like that. So that terminology is very important when it comes to using the American math program. Americans, we've worked very hard to build a very prosperous nation, and it's okay for us to play. We've earned the right to play. Now, some might say we play too much, and in many ways I agree, but our culture is our culture, so we don't have worksheets anymore. We've made it through the industrial age, and so now our children can learn with play sheets instead of worksheets, um, so that they can feel more comfortable with mathematics. All right, so I think that covers everything. I like everybody for joining us for the first episode of American Math, the Foot Made Easy. A couple of things I need to share with you. We're currently fundraising. We have ongoing fundraisings throughout the year. Again, Love DC has blessed us with their sponsorship. And if you could simply support them for this this upcoming sneaker drop. I think the sneaker drop starts tomorrow. No, it doesn't. It starts in a week. The sneaker drop, I think, starts on July 1st of 2023. And it's a 2-month period. The sneakers will be available for back to school. They'll be available starting in July 1st, and then it'll go July, and then August, and then I think it ends in early September. So the shoes will be available for back to school. And then there's another fundraiser that I think starts on Halloween in preparation for the holidays, but we'll give you more detail on that as time progresses. So the Love DC sneaker drop is coming. It'll be for a limited time, and we also would like to again have you reach out to us if you're interested in any fundraiser collaborations for your school or for your community group or your church or any philanthropic organization, to see if it's possible for us to arrange some type of fundraising event with affiliate links where we'll assign affiliate link to your organization, and then anything that you generate through that affiliate link, a portion of the proceeds will of course come to your organization as we aspire to share love with the world. Okay, I think that covers everything. Lastly, again, just go to the website americanmath.com and send us a message. If you need math help, you can email us at help@americanmath.com. If you're interested in a flipped classroom situation, which we really would like to work with educators, because we we attempted to get into the school system prior to COVID, and then it's a bunch of bureaucracy and red tape, and we have state level school systems, so you have to go through a bunch of bureaucracy and red tape to get into the school system. So we just want to make it convenient for parents and educators and administrators to just work through it with us directly through a flipped classroom approach. That way you don't have to really deal with all the bureaucracy and the inconveniences. Um, and if the children do well with it, then that's what matters. We don't have to keep fighting with gatekeepers to determine what our children learn. So if you just go to americanmath.com, share your contact information, professional development. If you need professional development for your educators, just hit us up at pd@americanmath.com. PD for professional development at americanmath.com. We have something special for both the teachers and the educators. If you would like to just on your own try an American Math model or module for your classroom, just hit us up at pt@americanmath.com. That is parents, teachers. Hit us up at pt@americanmath.com. So you don't have to wait until you get a statewide approval for American Math to bring us in your classroom. If you need to give you some type of supplemental support to teach measurement, we would love to talk to you. The reason we want to talk to parents and educators is because we care about what you think and what you say, and you are on the front line of the education for your children. We are simply here to provide resources for you to educate your children and supervise their education. We will not put out anything that is controversial or political, because parents should have the right to teach the culture of their household and their village. We're simply here to support. So, with that said, please reach out to us. Help@americanmath.com, professional development, pd@americanmath.com, and PT, standing for parents and teachers, at americanmath.com. With that said, we love you, happy learning, and we're out. For those who've stayed, we end every single um, session in prayer, and for the secular school system that cannot um, allow for prayer in your schools, please pause or stop now. For those who would like to stay for us with prayer, I'd just like to say we believe in the God, the great I am that I am. So the God that we serve is the creator of all, the God of love, the God who loves all. So we're going to pray to the God of love. Um, we don't subscribe to any specific religion. We believe that there's one universal God that is the creator of all, and that God loves us all. So our goal is to share that the love of that God. We don't know that God's name, but we feel and appreciate that God's love. So I'd like to start prayer by saying, Dear God, thank you so much for the blessings that you have placed in our lives and we've placed in this village. Please bless this program to bless the world, and all reverence and all glory that has come to and through this program, we devote solely to you. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank you for watching over us and loving us in your holy